There we go.
Time for adventure.
Adventure in the Grand Pulsery.
My god, we're not in a hallway.
Oh, we sort of are, but not like we were.
I don't know if I can cope.
Okay, so what you're gonna think about is the claustrophobia is finally over.
The weird thing is, like, as I've gotten older, I've developed a certain level of claustrophobia. And it's, like, I'm pretty sure I'd be fine going in caves, but, like, whenever we're in a shop where, like, there are a lot of people, or, like, there's not a lot of wiggle room in the shop, I get very uneasy.
Sounds like a good way to get stabbed.
Like, there's been a couple of times when we've been at, like, festivals and things where there's been tiny shops at the festivals.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we're in the shops, and it's neat, but, like, Star can tell, like, yeah, Lantern's not looking so good. Maybe I should take him outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Lightning's the P leader.
Yes.
Beautiful.
She even has a yellow flag for it.
That's good for now, I guess. Alright, where are you? You're that way. Oh, you're that way. Okay.
So, you will be amused to learn, the other day I had to take train into town, and, I managed to get a free train ride.
Yep.
Basically, because Friday the entire town's power was out because we've been having crazy weather around here, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah.
Like, the original plan was for me to go to work with Star on Friday, and then we'd go out and then do things after she got done with her job.
Yep.
But because the power was out, we were like, I'd better stick around the apartment in case it comes back on and there's stuff I need to shut off or fix or whatever. So I was here for a good chunk of the day, and then power still hadn't come back on, so it's like, well, screw it. It's gonna be the last train of the afternoon, I may as well go out. So I go to the train station, and the kiosk for the tickets is not working due to the aforementioned city having no power thing. And I don't have the New Jersey Metro app on my phone because I didn't think ahead, and because apparently that app is trash anyway. But you can buy tickets on the train for like $5 more. So I get on the train, and I'm sitting with this lovely family from around here, and like the conductor's coming by, he gets their tickets, and he looks at me, he's like, "Do you have a ticket?" I'm like, "I would like to purchase a ticket in order to go 2 stops that way." And like, I have like a 20 in my hand. The conductor looks at me, he's like, I'm gonna have to get the book to see how to figure this out. I'll be right back. And so the conductor goes to the front of the train, and I wait. We look up there, he's like having a milkshake, eating pizza. Get 1 stop over. Still not coming back. We get to the stop that I need to get to, and I'm like, well, okay then. Apparently, like, I like to think that the guy was just like, getting 1 ticket for 2 stops from this one guy. It's just entirely too much effort today. Well, like, I imagine if I'd been like, yes, I'm going to Penn Station, they'd have been like, yeah, give me your money. But they were just like, you're just going to the next town, I don't care.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I was going from Newark back to where I live. Like, I bought a ticket, no problem. But no one ever checked my ticket.
God bless public transportation.
Like, I was on the second floor sitting next to a family of screaming children. I don't think the conductor even wanted to get close to that area.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair.
Although I did have to explain the concept of inertia to a child.
Objects in motion tend to stay in motion.
Yes, but I'm talking like a 5-year-old, so I'm not sure how much of the lesson I got across.
None of it.
Speedy can go in, speedy can come out.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, you're big.
Doggy.
I remember very early on in the time I was living in Oklahoma, a friend of, like, I was getting ready to go to bed, because I had work the next day. And, so, like, I'm about to shut off my computer, and a friend of mine from Virginia messages me. And it's someone I hadn't talked to in years.
Thank you.
They wanted me to explain the concept of stock to them. And I got the impression they were very drunk, but I'm like, you know what, this will take 2 seconds. 5 hours later, I'm still up, trying to explain the concept of stock to this guy, and I'm like, dude, I have to be at work in like 2 hours. Really?
Stocks make no sense to me, and honestly, I'm okay with that.
The short version is you own part of the company.
Yeah. That's like the most oversimplified version you can have.
In principle, that's what it is. There's other things involved depending on the type of stock you get, but the idea is you own a part of the company, you're entitled to be involved in the overall decision-making process, and potentially some of the profits, depending.
Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've joked...
I don't know. My grandpa's much better at stocks than I will ever be.
I've joked that, like, if I ever get infinite money... Yeah, it does feel like there's been a difficulty spike here.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't really been grinding, so...
If you get infinite money, you're buying a house and letting yourself live in it.
Well, there's that. That's been a thing on it. But, what are the, like... Like, I've commented on, like, my lack of imagination, because I know people who are like, if I had infinite money, I'd buy a boat! And like, a race car, and I'm like... Yeah, I'd buy, like, a house, I'd pay off, like, a friend of mine's medical bills, maybe. Sister's kids might not have to worry about paying for college. But, like, my midlife crisis infinite money purchase is, like, I'd like to buy, like, stock in Nintendo. Like, just...
Yeah.
Not for investment purposes, either. Like, buy just this big block of stock of Nintendo. And, like,
so you can convince them to release more games?
Not even that! Like, I'm imagining, like, oh my god, this person just bought $1 million worth of shares of Nintendo. We must bring him in for a meeting, because is he trying to exert undue influence on the company? Is he trying to have a hostile takeover? So I show up in the meeting, I buy a suit for the meeting, and they're like, sir, what are your intentions for the company? And, like, I pull out my Luigi hat and put it on, I'm like, I own part of Nintendo!
Well, I understood maybe 4 words in the last minute.
That is fair.
No, not because of what he's saying, but because I literally can't understand. The mic is being weird.
Yeah.
Do we need to, like, unplug it and plug it back in, maybe?
I don't know if it's on our end or his is the problem.
Yeah.
Surat,
I mean,
how are we sounding?
It's a little choppy, that's it. But I understand what you're saying in like a nutshell. I go to Nintendo after buying like half the stock. Release a Kid Icarus game. Please. Nintendo, I will give you $5.
Okay, everyone.
Okay.
Everyone sounds good from this end. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's from my end.
Well,
I blame Nichols.
Nichols.
fucking Nichols. Over a Din's a fantastic game.
Uh-huh.
Mission complete!
I got a pearl necklace as a result.
I'm mature.
I know
To
where
be
the
fair,
pearls
you've
came
had
from.
2 alcoholic beverages today.
Yes, and one of them was very tall.
Yes.
A tall drink for a tall person.
Yes.
It was the Amber Lager from the Fox and Hare. I'm pretty sure that Courage's favorite ZZ Top song is Pearl Necklace. For precisely the reason you think it is.
That tracks.
Yeah.
In other news, there are bunnies in our yard. They live there now.
Aw.
Yay!
I mean, there's been like a bunny den like in our yard for God knows how long, but this is like the first time we've actually seen bunnies actually living in it.
I get excited for critters.
Yes, you do. Like,
And we've already named all the bunnies because bunnies. We got Patches the big rabbit. We call him Patches because he's missing a part of his ear. We got Peter, who's an actual cottontail rabbit.
Ooh.
And then we got a little baby rabbit who I've named Scout.
Okay.
Aw.
And honestly, it's making me want to make a Haragon.
If you want to make your character from Marshall's a Haragon, same class and everything.
That'd be hilarious.
And
But right now, the Mountain Dwarf is the most appealing because of the whole +2/+2 thing.
yeah, it's in the player's handbook. I will allow it.
Yep. Even, like, some sources say it's only +2 Constitution. Some sources say it's only +2 Strength. Some places say it's 2 and 1 in
Like,
either direction.
It should
But
have
the
been.
PH,
It should be 2 and 1, but again, it's like it's in the player's handbook. I'll allow it.
the player's handbook says 2 and 2, which is really good for someone who's trying to make the world's worst assassin,
Yep.
and he looks like a douchebag.
That's right. He looks so punchable.
I know, I did that intentionally. He is going to be the absolute worst type of person to work with, and then somehow you're going to end up loving him.
I actually need to work on a session for Smalls as well, because
Yeah.
I'm going to be running. Like, I was talking to Raven about that this past weekend. I'm going to be running one of the small sessions in December, I believe.
Speaking of the next small session, that's the 29th, right?
Actually, I think it's next Saturday.
Is that not the 29th?
Is it? I don't know.
Next Saturday would be like the 22nd. But we can double check easily enough.
Yeah, could you? Because on the one, if it's the 29th, then I'd probably have to leave early to get on a train.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 22nd.
Yeah.
If it's the 22nd, I think I'd be okay. Unless we might be visiting my grandpa that day. Hey, scheduling.
Get that.
My schedule's never usually this busy. Commit violence.
I went the completely wrong direction. This is what happens when I don't have a hallway. I get turned around.
Well, you're not turning around. You're turning like 90 degrees.
It's 90 degrees. Have mercy, John, please. It's hot as hell in Philadelphia.
I want to live in a place where it's like 60 degrees year round. That sounds fantastic.
I don't think a place like that exists anymore.
Yeah,
If
I know
it ever
that.
did.
But God, do I want it to. That's a bird. Oh, no, it's just Curse of Dragon again.
With the mouse butt.
My ass beak!
Damn it, Weevil. Weevil Underwood is the single most annoying character.
Like, that was his entire gimmick was he cheats. He cheats
Yeah.
at children's card games.
And he's annoying about it. At least when it was like Esperoba, at least it was kind of fun. And he actually felt bad about it.
Yeah. I liked Rex Raptor because he had no brain cells. It's just like,
Rex
I'm going to
Raptor-
hit you with a big dragon or a dinosaur.
At least Rex Raptor stuck to his guns. Granted, I don't know how he got... I still don't know how he won that tournament.
But because they didn't follow consistent rules when... So the fun thing about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Is that the cards play completely differently to the anime?
Well, not even that. When the guy creating Yu-Gi-Oh! Created Yu-Gi-Oh! His idea was like, oh, we're gonna play all these different games. And like, the first story arc didn't even involve children's card game. That was Yugi constructing the Millennium Puzzle and being kind of a horror
Yugi
story.
Season 0.
Yeah, exactly. And when like the story arc with the card with Duel Monsters kicked off, the creator of the manga didn't even have consistent rules for it. He was just like, nobody's gonna care about the card game, they're gonna care about the story. And
The card game became more important than anything.
Yeah, and like, he was basically like, that Magic the Gathering thing is big in the US. I'll make something that looks like that, and I don't actually know how to fucking play that game. Monsters come
Yeah.
out, you play cards, and things happen. And then, like, everyone's like, oh my god, this card game looks awesome. I want to play it. And he's like, well, fuck.
I draw Pot of Greed. I play Pot of Greed to draw 3 additional cards. That's not how the card works. Pot of Greed is like one of the most memed cards.
That's because it was one of the first cards that got banned.
Yes, it is. It still is banned.
Because, like, I didn't have many Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I enjoyed the show up to a certain point. I collected the cards a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah.
And, like,
I
I remember even when I was collecting about almost 20 years ago... Fuck. Like, Pot of Greed had been banned.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you get back there. There we go.
The thing is, like, I get up to, like, every time I try to watch Yu-Gi-Oh, I get up to, like, the tower section during Kaiba's tournament, and then they get teleported into the fucking digital verse, and everything goes weird.
That was a filler arc. They had overtaken the manga.
Yeah, and then, like, Mokuba gets his mind swapped, Like, that's the last thing I remember. Mokuba getting his mind swapped with whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, they had a couple of bizarre, random-ass filler arcs. Like, the whole thing where they're dealing with Kaiba's dad and evil stepbrother, or whatever the fuck it was, in the digital world was one of them. The other one was, like, evil people from Atlantis or something. Like, that was the point where I'm like, I don't need to watch this show anymore.
But the thing is, like, 3 seasons after that, like, in, like, the 3rd series of Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's a whole ass time travel episode where they get the previous 2 protagonists, like Yugi and whatever the hell the other guy's name is, to help with, like, some time-traveling card lunatic.
The card game gets ridiculously more serious business as the various series went on to insane degree. We're going to children's card game school.
Yeah.
Because that's a viable education track.
You can get a degree in card game.
I clearly got the degree in the wrong thing. I should have gotten my degree in children's card game.
Yeah, it is wild. Like, the only reason I know about that is because I was like, does Yugi ever appear after his series?
I think he appeared at the beginning of that episode just to give, like, Jaden the Karibo card.
Yeah, like, I think it's like episode 1 of the sequel series he shows up, and that movie. So much. And, like, season 0 isn't even technically considered canon anymore. Like, all of that, just not canon. Also, like, the Pharaoh is a lot more ruthless in season 0.
Yep.
Like, he straight up kills, like, 3 different people.
I mean,
like, not even sent to the Shadow Realm. They are on the floor. They are not breathing.
And, like, before 4Kids got their hands on it, it wasn't, oh, you'll be banished to the Shadow Realm. It's, oh, you're gonna be fucking dead.
Yeah.
And in fact, like, Pegasus, in the original version of the manga, like, Pegasus died, but when, like... So, like, when he showed up again in a later season, it's like, oh, because the Americans didn't kill him. Fuck.
Yeah. Honestly, I liked Pegasus too much for him to die, which is understandable. I love Pegasus.
I loved that his deck was the cartoon deck because he just fucking loves cartoons and, hey, I'm the one who owns the...
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll appreciate this. Everyone here knows I love BattleTech.
Yeah.
No.
Shocking, right?
Absolute shocker.
So, the trivia question is, how did Lantern get into BattleTech? Whatever got him into this setting? So, back a million years ago, I lived in Virginia, and Magic the Gathering was getting really big, and my siblings played the Star Trek card game, which I never actually understood how to play it, but I collected that.
There you go.
I didn't even know there was a Star Trek card game.
Long time ago. Very long time ago. But, so, like, my neighbor was part of some very weird Christian sect. I don't know the name of it. But, like, his family was forbidden from playing Magic the Gathering because it promotes witchcraft.
Yeah, okay.
Understandable.
But one of his cousins found something like Magic the Gathering. It was a little card game. Yes, Star Trek was very 90s and way more complicated than it ever needed to be, that is true. But, the game that was like Magic the Gathering was this thing called BattleTech! And so, like, my cousin and his neighbor, and my friend and my neighbor and his cousins started collecting those cards and playing it. Not very well, because they were like 7 and 8 and didn't fucking understand the rules. So like when his cousins weren't around, he's like, I have no one to talk about this game with. Hey Lantern! I want to show you something! Oh wow, these are cards with like big robots on them! Yeah, so check this out. This is like the Hermes, it's a rare one that goes fast, and this is like the Mad Cat. It's, wow, these are awesome. It's like magic, but with big robots. You should get in on this. I'm gonna give you a card. Is it?
And then you never left.
That exactly. And the first card I got, it remains one of my favorite battle mechs to this day. And some of you are going to be surprised by this. You're thinking like, oh, it's going to be an awesome mech. No, it fucking isn't. You think my neighbor's going to give me one of his good cards? No! Fuck no! It was the PNT 9R Panther, which was a common card. But it remains one of my favorite mechs. One of the shining examples of how to do a light mech wrong and yet do it oh so right. One of the prides of House Karita. So yeah, my first exposure to Battletech was the card game. I did not understand the setting that well. I actually had gotten some unique cards and was like, who the fuck are these people? Where are the damn robots? But then, like, after that, when we were actually getting Battletech cards from the local hobby shop, my brother found one of the technical readouts, Technical Readout 3025 Revised, and bought that, and it's like, oh my god, it's a book with a bunch of the robots in it, and it's talking about the setting. And then we found, like, the novels and the source books, and so, yeah, I've basically been in on this setting for almost 30 years.
Lore, bitches.
I would absolutely pilot the Panther. It's very much like the Urban Mech, only less memey.
King crap. King crap.
So, and actually, the King Crab was an early favorite of my brother's, because it was, the downgraded version was in the first technical readout we got, and, like, its job is, like, even though it doesn't have enough ammo to do this, destroy what is standing immediately in front of it.
Understandable.
That's what I'm talking about.
Never did get a card of the King Crab, because we didn't get any boosters from that set, but,
Drug.
Yeah, the King Crab is slow and doesn't have range. It's not a great assault mech, but...
Violence.
yeah. And when my brother and I finally got around to playing the tabletop game a little bit, like, we quickly learned, like... Because, like, we always loved things like the King Crab and the Atlas as kids, and it's like, oh, they're slow and they have a very short range, which is not a great combination if your opponent has, like, guns that shoot really far, or they have things that move really, really, really fast.
See, the best two playstyles, in my opinion, are long range and tanky, and really fast and really hard.
See, like, in Battletech, like, one of my favorite old-school assault mechs is a mech called the Awesome. It doesn't move fast, it's an 80-ton brick of metal with 3 particle cannons, which, in the intro tech version of the game... What the hell is intro tech? Don't worry about it. It does one thing, but it does it really well. You just have to manage your heat a little bit. 3 particle cannons, 2 particle cannons, 2 particle cannons, 3 particle cannons. It can shoot for reasonably far away at that time for a good amount of damage, again, for that time. Of course, Surratt had that one version of the Stalker, which was all the missiles. for when you want to fight in the shade.
Honestly, like, if I ever play like a ranged anything, I try to up their defenses so just in case someone does get close, I can run and not take like a bajillion damage.
Yeah, and
But
like,
if I want to get up close and personal, I'm taking speed and attack. You are not leaving this area.
yeah, and like some of my favorite battle mechs, especially in the clan side of things. What the fuck are the clans? Don't worry about it.
Well, I understand clans a little bit,
Yeah.
not a lot.
But like, again, as much as I do like assault mechs, when it comes to like clan things, because their tech is just better, I tend to gravitate more towards like faster mediums and heavies, preferably with more guns than sense.
Yeah.
Granted, there's a couple of like cheese machines that the clans have that are like, oh, it's a medium, it can dance around, and it's a very good scalpel. Oh yeah, the Charger. So, Star, meanwhile, is over here going like, oh lord, he's talking about Battletech again. So the Charger is one of my favorite mechs. It's an 80-ton mech, which means it's an assault mech. Normally, the assault mechs, they're big, they're slow, they're heavy, and they have a lot of guns. The Charger was built to be in recon lances. So it has 10 tons of armor, which is heavy for a recon mech, but not as heavy as you'd like for an assault mech. It has a big old engine, so it can move 5'8", which for an assault mech, holy shit, that's fast! So it's big, it's a chunk, it moves fast. What does it have in terms of weaponry? 5 small lasers. There are light mechs that outgun it. However, if you football tackle with that thing, whatever it's football tackling is going to have a really bad day.
Yeah.
The Charger and the Urban Mech are at opposite ends of the spectrum of how to do mechs incorrectly. The Urban Mech is a light mech that can't move, but has a really big gun. The Charger is an assault mech that can move pretty damn fast for an assault, but can't shoot anything.
Battletech is wild.
Oh god, yeah. There is a special place in my heart for mechs that were clearly ill-conceived. The creators of this mech were like, the real-life creators of this mech were like, fuck it! Let's create something stupid! They even sell a plush Urban Mech now. I'm gonna wake up one day and there's gonna be one in the mailbox and I'm gonna be like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Behemoth King.
Yes. King
I didn't vote for him.
You don't vote for kings.
Thank you.
Well, that's how is executive power given?
Time for another approach.
There needs to be a mandate from the people.
Well, maybe he got a sword from Lady of the Lake.
Supreme executive power can't be wielded just because some watery tart threw a sword at you.
I mean, how do you think King Charles came into rule?
Yes.
What, you think it was because the queen died?
She died because she fell in the lake and she threw the sword at him.
To be fair, she
That'll
probably-
work.
To be fair, I would assume she would want to throw it at somebody other than him.
God, I hesitate to say the poor man, because he's fucking king of England, but like, he's been raised to be king of England, you know, he was born, and he doesn't get the fucking job until he's like 80.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn, man.
Well, the queen was holding on as long as she could.
That reminds me of a Deep Space Nine episode. Quark and Odo has lost his shape-shifting abilities at this point, are going to some planet because Quark is a witness in some specific crime, and their ship gets shot down and they crash land on this ice mountain planet, and they're like horribly injured, and like they're gonna die, so they have to get to the top of the mountain to like set out a distress call. So like Odo is like, I'm dying. I'm done for, leave me. We're going to die here. And Quark's like, no! We're going to live because I don't want my brother to inherit the bar! Like, the only reason they make it up to the top of the fucking mountain is because Quark really, really, really doesn't want Rom to end up with the bar. DS9 remains my favorite track.
We gotta win this! We gotta win this!
Here we go.
I just realized the behemoth is wearing pants.
Is that why he's king?
Maybe.
Also, that
There's
is
no such thing as pants.
that is the world's most metal pizza cutter. That's the pizza cutter Metallica uses.
I was gonna say, most pizza cutters are made of metal.
I'd be a little concerned if they weren't.
Mine's made of obsidian!
Approach.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. It would break in like 30 seconds. Behold my crease knife pizza cutter! To all the Dune fans in the audience, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
My sister's gotten into Dune in a big way since the movies have been coming out. Which is funny, because I don't remember her being big into Dune when I was reading them in fucking middle school. The slow blade penetrates the pizza crust. I still haven't seen the Dune movie. The new one, I mean. Oh,
There we go. To be fair, well, this was not going well to begin with.
this music reminds me of Sonic 06. No, Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, this may be a case of like I do a lot of grinding off screen. I did not get a chance to do that because we lost power.
Yeah.
This past week was weird. And we're not gonna get into all of it, but it was weird.
Yeah.
Let's just say there was a night where I woke up in the middle of the night, went to look out the window because I thought I heard something. Saw stuff and was like, I'm going back to bed. We did, however, see a fox this week.
Yes.
After seeing Spamalot.
Yes. After having, like... Yeah, Friday was a weird one. Between the, loss of power and probably the worst experience we've had at an Applebee's ever.
We're never going to Applebee's ever again.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a coupon? Fuck you.
Pretty much.
Rank 'em, John. It's very much, are they going to honor your coupon
They did,
type
yeah.
thing?
They weren't happy about it. Also, it took them like 20 minutes to take our check when there were like 2 other tables in the restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, it took them 20 minutes just for us to get a seat, which should have been an indication.
Yeah.
Mozzarella sticks. Is your daughter playing Breath of Fire 3?
Yeah. On top of that, they didn't even give us straws for our drinks.
That was odd. Like, it wasn't a deal breaker for me. It's just like, oh, okay. Like
Yeah. Wasn't a deal breaker, but, you know, adding in all the other things, it was like, really?
No, if you'll excuse me, I have to use the bathroom really quick.
Okay.
Okay. And thus we got Yowza some bottlenecks.
This, I don't think Vanille has the capacity to stop that.
Again, she she has a certain piece of equipment.
Okay, if it's just a bunch of Triffids, I can handle that.
Day of the Triffids.
I have that. At least the BBC version, which is a bit more accurate to the actual story compared to the original movie.
Out of my way!
Wasn't that the premise of one of the characters in GoldenEye? The one that Pancake Jensen played?
At the very least, that's one of the... Seems like... Well, no, actually, never mind. I was thinking Haunting Ground, but it's like, oh wait, no, she doesn't feel a damn thing.
Yeah, that one. I think that's her name. It's been a long time since I've seen GoldenEye. I actually played the game... Like, I knew GoldenEye from the game primarily, and then, like, I saw the X-Men movies, and then I saw the, GoldenEye film, and I'm like, oh hey, that's Nightcrawler, and that's Jean Grey. Wow, Jean Grey is kinky in this.
To be fair, Jean Grey seemed a little kinky when she was the Phoenix.
So like, during the Dark Phoenix saga, when she got brainwashed into joining the Hellfire Club, they actually had her in dominatrix-type gear, because that's what all the Hellfire women were, because sexism.
Let's see, it was liberating.
Supposedly in comics they're breaking up Jean and Cyclops again, and I'm like, I don't care anymore.
It's like, how many times have they been on again, off again?
I mean, they're married, but like...
Is it gonna be like one more day where it's like, oh, we have to break you up for the sake of saving, like, somebody?
Nah, it was something, it was more about, like, disagreements on political X-Men stuff. Look, X-Men's gotten weird.
Very.
They made Beast evil.
Why would you do this? Where the fuck am I? There I am.
You were right there.
Your fingers smell like chocolate.
The Kit Kat cereal may have something to do with that.
Sure, I'd be questioning where you got the rest of the chocolate. Hey, Layla!
Hello, one day more. Another day, another destiny. It's never-ending road to Calvary. I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
This man who seems to know my crime will surely come a
This man
second
who
time.
seems to know my crime will surely come a second time.
One day more. And then that's when Marius comes in with, I did not live until today.
Thank you for stepping on my line, Bob.
How can I live when we are parted? And then Cosette comes in with him. With, tomorrow you'll be worlds away. And yet with you my world has
As far it
started.
is. We are doing alright. Weather's been crazy up here, it's been a weird week, but we're groovy.
Yep.
Supposed to go to a meeting about my new job on Wednesday.
Yep. Thank you. And my boss is gonna be on a cruise for 2 weeks.
And I'm Batman.
But you're too sexy to be Batman.
Like, Batman's not my first choice of DC hero.
We gotta win this.
I mean, he's at least awesome in the fact that he's a normal dude who can stand up to, you know, the weird aliens that are having ridiculous superpowers.
And Knuckles.
New strategy.
Which face is the real face? Or is this a reference? Okay, no, I don't think this is a reference to Typhon from earlier Final Fantasy. But it might be.
I think it's just a dragon with an ass face.
Because, like, Typhon shows up in a lot of games.
Really? He was just dead.
We just got back from our training! After being on Namek! After getting back from our training! After being dead!
I have to look for a specific side quest.
Up, 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 up.
Get out of here, you damn Triffids. You crap in my style.
Ooh, I'm a spooky Triffid. I'll wave my petal arms at you in a menacing manner. Yes? Ooh.
What did I say about rolling them R's? Oh, we found Hope.
We tripped on the plot.
A little bit.
How you doing, Hope?
On your mind.
I was just thinking.
Oh, are we gonna unlock their B support? Wait, wrong game.
I was just taking it all in.
It is a very picturesque scene.
The trees, the sunlight.
Moon looks like it has a tumor on it.
That's Cocoon.
When I was on Cocoon, I never dreamed a place like this could even exist. But now, here I am, on the pulse. If I hadn't gone to those fireworks, if I hadn't If anything had been different, I'd never have had a chance to see this.
And that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
You sometimes just don't know where life will take you.
Remember you promised me?
I mean, you certainly didn't expect to be all the way in New York.
I did not.
Really? When did I do that?
Hey, teenage me, you're gonna be running a fast food place in a mall, and you're living in New York. The hell? I was supposed to be a doctor! What did you do?
I've told so many lies.
What did I miss?
Well,
We tripped on the plot.
you have to lie about stuff to keep yourself going because you're afraid.
Okay, so I missed some
You wanna
plot
protect
stuff.
someone else.
Not, you're not missing much.
So
It's
don't
more
get hurt.
just hope, kind of reminiscing.
Sometimes, even the things
Ah.
that everyone in the whole world
Tip
thinks are
bait.
true turn out to be lies.
Mm.
At the end of the day, though, it's not the lie that matters, but what you do after you tell it.
I'll give the game this, it does look
And you can
pretty.
make it true.
Yep. Also, Teenage
I
Lantern.
mean,
Just expect something amazing to happen once you play a pigeon dating sim.
What the fuck? Why are you playing pigeon dating sims? What did you do? What did you do to my life, adult me?
do something for me.
Would you smooch a pigeon?
I carry, like,
It makes me happy when you smile.
disease. That's disgusting.
I didn't know you felt that way. Wait a minute. You mean you were joking?
Now we're even.
Hey! Wait!
So, Vanille, how does it feel to be trolled by a teenager?
Honestly, I've been trolled by small children. I know how she feels.
I've been trolled by many things in my life.
Also, I have Popepo chip.
Nice.
Also, I should go check on the chat, because I have not been looking.
It's variety of things.
My name is Bill Dorr.
Daggins?
Durgan.
Vanille.
Everybody knows the Durgan will save us all.
It's one of those things where it's like, I really wish I knew where I was going.
I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been.
There is no earthly way of knowing
Oh God!
which way we are going.
We were talking about that on the car ride today.
Yeah, the new Willy Wonka.
Why?
With Timothy Chalamet. Why? I mean, I get why they picked Timothy Chalamet.
That's not the thing I'm complaining about necessarily. Really, the thing I'm complaining about is why this movie. It's
Make Great Glass Elevator, you cowards.
basically like I look at this movie and I'm like, it's answering questions nobody asked.
Yeah, like, the original version, fine. Classic, perfectly fine. The one with Johnny Depp, closer to the original book, but really weird.
It has its issues. It has good elements, but yeah, it has a pantload of issues, frankly.
Yeah.
But like
This one, hopefully this one is like the best of both, maybe?
the thing is, like, it's set up as a prequel. It's like, oh, why I wanted to get into chocolate and like how I started the company and how I built it up. It's like, I don't need to know that. All I need to know is Willy Wonka, Magic Chocolate Man, eccentric. I don't need to know how the magic happens. I don't need you to it's
Sometimes explaining something ruins it.
yeah, and like when Star Wars Solo came out, I was like, oh man, movie where Han Solo goes on adventures. It's a heist movie. Woody Harrelson's in this. It's Star Wars. I like all of these things. This will be amazing, and it managed to be less than the sum of its parts for me, anyway. Even though it had all these disparate elements that I do like. I love heist movies. I love Han Solo. I love Star Wars. I love Woody Harrelson. But it's like, the way they went about it, it's like, oh, we have to explain how he met Chewie, and where he got the name Han Solo from, and how he met Lando, and how he got the Millennium Falcon, and
all of this stuff has been explained already. Like, the Han Solo, how Han got the ship, that's already been explained.
Yeah, he won it in a card game. I didn't need to see the details of it.
Yeah. Like, him meeting Lando, sure. You could have put that in the movie and I would have been like, oh, that's neat, and moved on.
Yeah,
but how he met Chewie, we don't need to know that.
Yeah, like they could have just done jump cut, like he's with Chewie now, and he's like, yeah,
I mean, I know how he got Chewie. Mm-hmm. Read the comics, Disney.
Why would they do that?
That is a prime example.
But yeah,
Han saved Chewie's life in the comics, and that's why they travel together.
And like, them showing what the Kessel Run was. It's much funnier if it's much more interesting if that's a noodle incident, or better yet, if it's Han blowing smoke. Because like in the movie, it was intended to be like Han doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's just making things up, and Obi-Wan clearly is aware of it and is unimpressed.
And 12 parsecs, that's a measure of time, not distance.
Yeah. But yeah, like, Solo should have been my favorite Star Wars thing, and it wound up not. Mufasa the Lion King.
Oh god.
Honestly, the best Star Wars movie of like the modern Star Wars movies, 100% is Rogue One.
Oh god, I love Rogue One.
Rogue One is a fantastic movie. Do more like that, Disney. Like, give us a Clone Wars movie from the perspective of a clone. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I don't need to see everything from the perspective of the Skywalker family. We've gotten plenty out of them. And
now there's like Rey is a Skywalker. No, she's not. You are a Palpatine.
But
somehow.
Like show me some of the random people in the vegetable farted.
That was a vegetable fart.
Give us the story of just some random rebel. Like, not even a Skywalker, just some random rebel, like, as like a documentary type thing. Like, you know, like one of those shaky movie documentaries that might not all be true? Give us something like that.
We considered going to the movies today, and
there wasn't anything good.
We looked at what was out, and we were like, we want to see none of these.
Yeah.
If you want to see some of the stuff that's out now, good for you, but none of it interested us.
Exactly.
I mean, the funniest thing that's happening right now is the fact that Oppenheimer and the Barbie movie are coming out on the same day.
My sister's getting a big laugh out of that.
Yeah, it's a similar situation to like how Doom Eternal and the new Animal Crossing came out on the same day.
Yep.
It's the same kind of reaction. And I have no big motive to see either.
Yeah, same.
Like, if someone invited me and paid for the tickets, sure, I'd go see it. But I'm not paying for it.
Pizza? Movies? I love both of those things!
I actually had pizza for dinner.
We ended up having grilled cheese with bacon.
Yep.
Nice. I'm trying to watch my cholesterol right now, so that sounds terrible for it,
It is.
but it does sound delicious.
It was.
Oh, you're too young to be watching your cholesterol. Shut up.
You're never
My
too
blood
young
test
to be
says-
watching your
My
cholesterol,
blood
trust me.
test says I need to watch my cholesterol, so I'm doing it. And going on more walks, because that's been proven to balance it better than, like, just eating better.
Out of my way!
Like, if you do it in combination with eating better, it'll balance itself out faster.
Wide open.
And honestly, that and the fact that I don't get enough vitamin D are like the only two problems. So, thumbs up. And I'm working on the vitamin D thing. I'm trying to at least sit in front of a window more often when it's sunny. As a bare minimum.
No.
Like, that's the one thing that frustrates me about the fight. Is like, oh, if the leader dies, then it's game over. I had the same
Yeah, that is
problem.
frustrating.
I had the same problem when I was doing Mass Effect too.
Mass Effect is just not a good game.
No, it has moments, but yeah.
I mean, I respect people's opinions, but me personally, I did not like Mass Effect. I found
Okay.
it exceedingly boring. But I respect people's opinions, and it does have its moments, yes.
Yep.
I've never played Mass Effect. I went through an LP of it and I enjoyed that. I don't know if I'd enjoy playing it, but I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Space opera shit. I'm all about that.
Yeah, I was personally more a
Yeah.
Dragon Age fan growing up, but as I got
I
older,
do like
I've
the
seen
fact
problems.
that you can romance basically anyone.
See, all of my experiences with Dragon Age were when I was drunk.
That's why we're going to eventually get to it. You're getting to do all the decisions.
That's a terrible idea.
I know.
What, like Fallout 3 and Dragon Age Origins, all of my experiences with them were with the Great and Mighty Ed, which means I was drunk. Kind of the same reason why my memories of, like, Clerks and Clerks 2 are a little fuzzy. Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, the game that I've been talking about lately the most is Guilt, because Guilt is a very good game.
I saw you mention that to, Pip, right?
Yeah, that was me. But it's very much like a horror puzzle game. Well, not fully puzzle. There's like it's puzzle action.
Okay.
You get to fight with a flashlight. I mean,
Interesting.
it's like a little resource managey, but not like super. You just have to make sure the flashlight's charged. But
Well-
that's like about it. Like you still get the flashlight light, but to like actually attack with it, you got to make sure it's charged.
We've been playing Fire Emblem Engage.
Yes.
There are several characters I want to shove off a cliff, but we've been quite enjoying the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
We feel really bad for this
also-
one dude.
Let Boucheron eat his fucking sandwich! He did nothing wrong!
You know,
Oh, hi, Zaz.
Gotta say, this is weird.
Daz, you're just now realizing that this is
We
weird.
always taught that someday we'd be attacked by the demons of Cocoon. And look at us now, waltzing back into Airba with the very people
Airba.
who were chosen to take up arms against.
Yep. Why do you think they're called Erba Divinil and Erba Defend?
Oh, okay, so they're named for the city they
I think
live
it's when you
in.
got your
Yep.
first focus, so
Yeah.
We already talked a bit about that. Huh.
a little bit.
Must have been centuries ago now, when me and Fang joined the
I'm technically Sentry? I'm not gonna finish that joke.
during the fight.
I feel dirty just starting that joke.
And
We're glad that you're actually enjoying Rain Code, even though you
Yes.
want to push We were worried you weren't, because we know how much you were looking forward to that
Yeah.
game.
Cocoon's version of the War of Transgression must have been built up.
The War of Northern Aggression?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I just got turned to crystal, and I can't even remember why I happened. Don't even have the memories to show for it.
It's all my fault. So many people died.
Vanille, stop having a hero complex.
We're playing Snatcher, aren't we?
Shush.
It's over. Those souls can rest.
That's a game I desperately want to show off, but the UI for it is ass. It has not aged well. Junker.
The only game that I've been thinking about a lot recently is Hollow Knight again, because my brain is like, I watched the current like world record run of Hollow Knight, and it sparked something within me that I really want to play the game again,
I like
even though I'm terrible at it.
I like the aesthetic of the game. I'm awful at it, so I never finished it, but it's like, yeah, it was cool.
Oh, I finished it. It's just I'm still bad at it. I just threw myself at the wall until it finally went through.
You're pushing characters off of cliffs, presumably, Layla.
I mean, oh, Layla. I got the name process in my head. Hi, Layla. But, I mean, the knight does fall off a lot of cliffs in the game. That's kind of a thing that he does.
Yep.
But you watch some speedruns of that game, and you're like, how in the hell? Because the current world record is just under 3 hours. And it is insane, because that game took me like 6 months to finish.
I know
And you can do it in like 3 hours. Like it's nothing.
I know the world record for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which that's certainly never coming up on this channel. But like the world record is somewhere around like 15 to 20 minutes, to which I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah. So there are some games where like the world record is absolutely nuts. It's like, it took me like 3 weeks to get past that section, and they're just like breezing through blindfolded.
I'm trying to remember what game it was that the world record involved them like pulling the game out, putting in a copy of Smash for a minute, pulling that back out, and putting the game back in.
That is hilarious.
It like there's some very specific thing about Nintendo 64 hardware where like it holds the data from the game you just.
One of my favorite speedruns is the Twilight Princess low percent speedrun, where you get the littlest amount percentage possible, where part of the speedrun is literally just standing in one spot looking at a rupee for like 12 hours.
Jeez.
And I mean that literally. It's like 12 real-life hours because the animation is incomplete, so it can force you to go through a wall, but really, really slowly.
Just too easy.
So not a single run is under like 17 hours.
I know. I think it was last year for GDQ, Summer GDQ. They had one of the speedruns they had was a Tunic speedrun, and they actually got Andrew Schuldes there to comment on this person doing the speedrun, and it was 100. It was a good ending speedrun. So all the fairies, all the notebook
Menus.
pages.
Yeah, all the notebook pages, all the fairies. Holy!
I don't remember if it was all the trophies, I don't think it was, but it wound up being around 45 minutes, and so, like, the person's going through this game, and it's like, So yeah, here's this trick we found that I bet you didn't know when you were developing it. Oh yeah, no, I found that and I left it in because I knew people would be speedrunning it. Like, every single one, Shoulders was just like, oh yeah, no, I knew about that one. Yeah, you found that one, did you? Good for you!
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious. Like, some IGN videos are like, is like game devs reacting to speedruns of their games. One of my favorites is, like, they got the Half-Life 2 devs to react to a speedrun of that game. And they were like, no, that's illegal. How are you doing that? Why is there a hole in the ceiling? And then at the end of that, they're like, we're going to blame all the bugs in this on Dave.
That's absolutely... Like, if I were a game dev, which I'm not, I'm a biologist. I don't know how computers fucking work.
Just
Well, technically, I mean, you could figure it out if you treat it like a body.
But like, if I was a game dev, and like I heard about people doing speedruns of the game, and like they'd found ways to break the game, like I'd imagine I'd look at it and be like, huh, that's neat. Good for you, gamers. That you found a new way to play my game.
I don't understand, like, game devs that, like, patch things. Like, I understand patching things if it's, like, a game-breaking exploit, like, get infinite XYZ. But, like, if they're using it to help them go faster, just go for it.
Like, Hempoli, who does ESA and who did, Baba Is You. When he did Baba Is You...
Baba Is You is a drug trip of a game.
So, like, several of the levels, like, people found solutions that he wasn't intending. So what was his response to this? Oh, that's really cool that you found that. So he just adds, like, DLC bonus levels that are basically that level again, but with whatever it is fixed, so you have to do it the way he was thinking. So, like, he doesn't get rid of it, it's just like, okay, can you do it the trippy way I thought about how to do it? Because the way you figured it out was neat.
Yeah.
And
I would like watching, like, the occasional TAS speedrun, because TASes are wild. Like, if you ever watched the current Celeste TAS, it is wild.
Back off!
I remember seeing a glitch run of, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. I think it was like 8 minutes, and the guy playing was taking his time.
Yeah, that kind of happens with speedrunners. If 8 minutes is taking your time, that's a thing.
And like that same LPer did a glitch run of Link's Awakening, which was art. I have the look. There's this sword, but I don't want that sword. I want that sword over there. And oh look, because of that, I now have the level 0 shield, which is even better.
My favorite thing is, like, when they're like, I could do this, but doing this is way faster than they're just moonwalking through the air with, like, a pineapple on their head. And there's, like, in, like, Tears of the Kingdom, the newest Zelda game, there's this one trick that works only once, and you have to set it up perfectly. And it only works once per save file. Why does it work? Nobody knows, but it does.
foot.
Yes. Me. Me.
You're not the same me.
At least we don't have to put on a Broadway play.
Oh god, my favorite song in that
That's how
show.
it's done.
Yes.
It's funny that Zelda winds up with weird glitches because Nintendo is pretty adamant about, like, you will play the game. You will play the game their way, and they're usually pretty tight on QA. Pokemon being the notable exception because that's developed by Game Freak. So, like, finding, like, and, like, Link's Awakening was held together with chewing gum and a prayer. But it's like, oh, Nintendo doesn't want you to do those things. We don't care. More plot.
Apparently.
Let's go, plot.
Gotta be ready to drop by now. Don't overdo it.
I won't. I know my limits, unlike some people.
Oh, now who's the tough guy?
That is a spinal column.
I did not like the sound it just made.
That.
It was a very splorchy sound.
Used to see it flying around all the time.
And they said it had a home. Somewhere near Alba.
So that's good news, right? If we stay on its tail, we should end up in your village.
So we're gonna go fight it.
Right.
This feels like it should be the start of a platformer level.
This is Spinal Tap.
It has been years since I've seen that movie.
I've never seen it, but I know it's a movie.
It's a great movie, and it's even better if you know a bit about classic rock history, because they parody, my god, oh so many bands. There's like references to Black Sabbath, to Ozzy, to Pink Floyd, to the Beatles, and even more. Secret lore looking up is happening.
Apparently.
Mwahaha. Again, this music sounds like it's out of Sonic Unleashed.
That's not an inherently bad thing. So I like the music in Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, it's not a bad soundtrack. So, Sonic Unleashed is it's a fascinating...
I really should do more research into that game, because apparently it's really important to the Sonic canon.
I'm sorry, since when?
Apparently the child is important.
Oh, you mean, fucking Chip?
No, I mean, if that's the child's name, I'm talking about Eggman's child.
Oh, that's Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, Frontiers, right, not Unleashed.
Yep.
I like Unleashed, though.
What?
Unleashed is a weird-ass game, but Chip is cool.
Yeah.
Slightly
Chip.
annoying, but cool.
Yeah. Chip, I'm willing to forgive Chip. Chip amuses me.
Except when the fans get a hold of him, apparently.
Yeah.
God, that art you sent me. Dump Truck Chip or whatever it was called.
Yeah, something like that.
Take Chip, put him into modern Sonic,
It's
have Chip come back, Sega. You cowards. Make Sonic a werehog again.
the werehog sections were just painfully slow. I'm not opposed to the concept necessarily. It was just the execution that was bad.
You know what? Make Fleetway Sonic canon.
Oh dear God. I
If you're gonna
mostly
make-
know it by reputation.
Yeah. Fleetway Sonic is a hell of a drug. And if you don't know what Fleetway Sonic is, I advise you look it up. It's incredible.
Like, I don't know all the details of why it's a trip. I just, every so often I'll see something and it's like, oh, this must be from Fleetway Sonic. Mother of
'cause
God.
Fleetway Sonic is just bad shit.
I need to pick up the Sonic and Mega Man crossover sometime.
I'm sorry, the what?
It was a comic. Back when Sonic...
I mean,
Back when Orchie was still doing the Sonic
Yeah.
comics, I believe.
I think there's like a One Punch Man Dragon Ball crossover that happened, or is happening. It was very unclear.
I know that happened in DBZ Abridged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's like an actual like mangaka or whatever it's called
Huh.
of like a Dragon Ball and One Punch crossover. They put Genos in Android 16's body.
Oh my.
Like his head with Android 16's body. Because Bulma.
You scared away the birds. I liked the birds.
Friggin' birds.
I know the Abridged people hate it when I say this. There are moments in DBZ Abridged where I feel like, yeah, no, that was better written than the original show, or better characterized. Granted, there wouldn't be a DBZ Abridged without the original Dragon Ball, and
Yeah.
Toriyama was making things up by the seat of his pants, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it works, it's amazing. When it doesn't, you can tell.
So like, I'm actually gonna go see if I can find this Dragon Ball One Punch thing.
They are bubbling in a menacing manner.
Bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. But they're flan.
By Fantasy Flan. Oh, God, there was... Before I moved out here, whenever I ordered you tacos, I tended to get you a flan as well.
Yep. This flan's delicious.
It is.
This,
You know, for being free from hallways, we're still in an awful lot of hallways.
That's kind of my fault because I'm not in the big area at the moment.
okay, so I stand corrected. It's not actually a real thing.
Okay.
Darn.
Take this.
It's
Oddish.
like kind of a real thing. It's very unclear. I don't understand what's happening, but drug. It looked cool when I saw it, but it was like some kind of fan creation.
Okay.
Okay. I feel Okasan would have opinions on the plans.
Just enough.
These are no pudding fit for a man.
Wherever he is.
Things may be happening with Okasan.
Oko-san. I want to just find Oko-san. Wouldn't it be hilarious if, like, my character or Kika ended up finding Oko-san and we just did not know who he was, so we just left him there?
We could make that happen easily enough, I'm pretty sure.
It would be hilarious. Like, we find Oko-san, I just find Oko-san, and just like, there's a bird in the cage. On the one hand, I could let them out. But on the other hand, I think they're enjoying themselves.
Okasan is performing his dance of greeting here.
He probably would, considering another bird.
What the hell is a bird?
Yeah, the thing is, my character, Omnius, it's like, he doesn't do a lot of things if he doesn't get something else out of it. Like, he has no reason to free a random bird that he finds in a cage, unless he got something out of it.
That is fair, Sarad.
It's like, Oko-san just offers him pudding.
Hello, friend. Do you know the way of the one true pudding? Are you coming on to me? Like, Star had the idea, and I admittedly thought this was really, really funny. Because the reason Okasan has vanished is, a while back, one of Raven's characters cast banishment on him. And
That's hilarious.
normally that only lasts for 4 minutes. It has been longer than 4 minutes, and Okasan has not reappeared. So, Star had
Oko-san got lodged into pudding.
Star's idea is that, like, Okasan has just been sitting on the roof of the Heroes Guild this entire time, and nobody has bothered to look up.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like...
And it would be really funny.
Like, we were tossing around that idea, and I was like, that admittedly is really funny.
Question, does Oko-san poop like a bird or poop like a person?
Bird.
Can you repeat that?
Bird.
Bird.
Ah. So no one's gonna pay attention to when, like, a giant bird poop falls out of the sky.
Nope.
Like, they just see a giant bird poop and they're like, oh, there must be, like, a rock in the area.
Listen, we're in a world full of bird people. Bird poop happens. With alarming frequency.
Makes you question about Cranky Raven Man, then.
Oh god. Raven watches this stream later and he's like, what the hell are you doing to my setting?
You added me, so I'm making it worse. Don't, for all intents and purposes, that is a joke. Raven, please let me play. I want to commit crimes, but within reason.
Yes, makes sense.
A gelatinous cube?
You'll never know how Crandall poops. Bold of you to assume that Crandall poops, because, like, Crandall is perfection and does not generate waste.
A Kaiser Behemoth. Yikes. That's a big dog. let's see here.
Let's see here.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, there's a bunny in my sister's yard.
Cute. I should probably prefer that over the raccoons.
My sister is declaring war on the raccoons. I may have
No, the raccoons are awesome.
I may have to join the war on the side of the raccoons.
Agreed.
They destroyed one of her hummingbird feeders, and she took deep offense to that.
Okay, that I can understand. But I mean, like, the only time I've seen raccoons around my house, my dad chased them away.
We find them in the dumpster at Store's job occasionally.
Yep.
Yeah. But, like, these were, like, 2 fat raccoons. Like, they did not need more food. So they probably just went back to wherever they were getting food from.
Okay, I can't get to you yet.
Itchy nose.
It's a cute nose.
Hey!
That's your pinky.
You have been booped.
Sometimes a good boop is needed.
Oh god, red disco lights!
Okay, I can't get into that one yet either.
I can't get past the red disco lights. Never done.
Have you been possessed by Mr. the Mime? It's...
The Mr. Mime scene in the Detective Pikachu movie was the best scene in the Detective Pikachu movie. Did that cat abomination just throw up on us?
Yes.
Yes.
It hawked the hairball. You know, like cats do.
They do tend to do that.
Especially if they're very long-haired.
If they are fluffy guys.
Exactly.
Easy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The problem is I don't know which stones I've actually done yet and which ones I haven't. Okay, that one I did already. Get back here.
Who figured it out? That is large and that is in charge.
Yep.
You know, in Final Fantasy VIII, we need to fight a couple of you and do things to get, I believe it is Squall's ultimate weapon. There are other ways of doing it, but...
Yeah, a lot of this I'm probably going to end up doing off screen just so, because it's going to be fun trying to figure out where everything is.
Yeah.
But I know there's at least a few certain side quests I'd like to at least show off at some point.
We have found Misha's next chapter. Haha, Octopath 2 joke.
It's just...
I assume I'll understand that eventually.
That video is not going up till, like, February.
Yeah.
Which is why I said eventually.
We have a hilariously huge backlog for the Octopath videos, which is a good problem to have, frankly.
Yeah.
Understandable.
There's still stuff we haven't recorded that I'm hyped for us to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the ending of the game does get me emotional. It's...
You ever wish you could, like, stretch out your spine to the point where it stops hurting?
Hold that thought.
It's not cracking much today. Think I heard
I
a chin.
wish. Lord, I wish. Because this back is not being my friend lately. Which is why I was talking about chiropractors, because, like, I am willing to do anything at this point. My back is not my friend.
The thing is, like, from an... Everyone talks about, like, evolution being a force of perfection, you know? No, it's working with what's already there, and...
Yeah.
The results of that are sometimes less than optimal things. Our spinal columns are very much meant for a quadruped.
Yeah. But it's like, not even my whole back. It's like one specific spot in my back that just constantly hurts for no reason.
Mm.
And depending on where it is, it could easily just be like an exercise thing.
It's like the lower left part of my back.
Lower left? That sounds more muscular than anything.
Yeah.
Could be a hip problem even, depending on where it is.
It's like, it's basically next to the small of my back. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably just a muscle thing.
Yeah. I grew up with a physical therapist. Does it show?
Just...
I wish I grew up with a physical therapist, but unfortunately I grew up with a chemist and an English major.
Yeah, no, growing up with a physical therapist was really annoying, trust me.
Yeah.
You have to do these exercises or else you'll hurt all the time. I already do hurt all the time.
Yeah, I'm currently in the I hurt all the time phase. But I think that's just because I need to see a doctor about that.
Actually, So I have a chronic illness that can result in numerous very bad problems, but the common problem is joint issues, but there's other things going on as well, which we're not going to get into. But, so when I was in the 5th grade or so, I'm like, my knee really hurts, Mom. And she's like, you're in the 5th grade, you're growing, of course your knee fucking hurts. No, but it hurts. Yeah, you're in the 5th grade, you're growing, your knee hurts. And at that time, she was in grad school for physical therapy. And at that time, she was, like, studying something. She's like, yeah, it's just probably puberty or something. And she looks down at her textbook, and, like, all of a sudden she gets really quiet. Looks back up at me. Looks back down at the textbook. Looks back up at me. You can still do that weird thing with your arms, right, Lantern? Yeah. Can I? And you have those weird... You know what? On second thought, we're gonna take you into the doctor. It turns out, like, I'm a textbook case.
Slow down.
It's like, oh, you have stretch marks on your knees, a giant dent in your chest, winged scapula, and you can turn yourself into a pretzel. Yep.
You would probably make good money as a contortionist.
When I was younger, I could genuinely put both of my legs behind my head. I can't do that anymore.
I don't even think I could attempt to do that.
And, like...
You know, you could just let the two of those guys fight, probably.
It kills one of them, and then you gotta deal with the loser.
That's how we did Bastard Smalls the one time.
Yeah. The no mech versus the
Treant.
the treant.
Why does the behemoth have a buzzsaw?
I don't know. For some reason, it turns into one
He wants to cut a pizza.
and show off
Oh,
his
that's
peanuts, I
what
guess.
you meant by pizza cutter. I was not paying enough attention for that.
That's fair.
That is a very metal pizza cutter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, it's the pizza cutter Metallica uses.
Although, which way is the blade spinning is a very important question. Because there's it's either slicing or it's ripping.
It looks like it's slicing.
Slice it nice.
Okay. Yeah, that tracks. Because there's a difference between like a slicing saw and a ripping saw.
Yeah.
Here.
Bless you.
You gotta win this. Yeah, that's
Ow.
really Snow. I never would have guessed that you have to win this.
So yes, that was a lantern sneeze you just heard.
Ah, kitten.
Yep.
No, it was not like a kitten! I just blew myself horizontal. That was not like a kitten.
We gotta win this.
Lantern sneezes like a kitten club.
Win this.
I do not sneeze like a kitten.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of evidence to the contrary.
None of those have sounded like kittens.
I don't know. I'm inclined to believe Star.
Layla also agrees.
See, majority rules. This is a democracy now. Despite the fact that Star is in fact a princess. So does that make it an oligarchy?
Monarchy. Oh, unless it's
No.
like a small ruling class.
I was gonna say, I never feel like I'm in charge.
So, yeah, I guess an oligarchy would work. Because that's essentially what the UK is. It's like, there is a king/queen, there is a monarchy, but they don't really,
Do anything, yeah.
yeah.
In theory,
I mean,
in theory,
you
the UK is
Star
now
is a better monarch than any of the British royalty.
In theory, the UK is now like it's a constitutional monarchy / parliamentary democracy in which the legislative branch is also effectively the executive branch.
I'm starting to remember why I hated history class.
I had to take a lot of history in my day.
mind. History bored me out of my mind.
I had fun with history. When we were talking about Nazis, we got to watch part of The Wall.
I think I also got to watch part of The Wall. Snow's dead.
Not
And-
anymore.
Damn it!
Okay, so who's gonna win?
Considering we've been mainly hammering on the Behemoth King, with any luck, the giant-ass tiger is. Well, cat
Honey
of some
puppy.
kind.
I think that's a skunk.
I'm just gonna call it a dog and go on with my day.
So that's what happened to Pepe the Pooh after he got canceled.
Oh,
They tried
the
to cancel-
Behemoth.
They tried to cancel Speedy Gonzalez, but
It turns out Mexicans love him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mostly because he was outwitting everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We lost.
Kidding me?
Also, apparently, Neon Genesis Evangelion is, like, really popular in, like, Mexico.
Huh. I've never
Like,
watched I've never watched Evangelion. I should
Apparently,
change
there's,
that.
like, a lot of really good, like, Latina representation. I'm not 100% sure how that works. But this is just me from doing what I can remember from the internet.
There's a way through here.
No, I watched that turn. You glitched so hard.
He did.
Now we go around in a circle. There's probably demons somewhere in here.
You never know. Maybe there's a Minotaur.
Or Oko-san.
One of my favorite jokes from a Speedy Gonzalez cartoon. There was another character, Slowpoke Rodriguez, who is less well beloved in Mexico for good reason.
Yeah,
But
he's a moron.
there was one where he shows up at the very end, like, oh, the cats are like, oh, we're so hungry. We're going after Speedy Gonzalez. We should be going after Slowpoke Rodriguez, the slowest mouse in all of Mexico. That's a great idea. Wait, Pedro, come back. I forgot to tell you. All of a sudden you just hear, BLAM! I forgot to tell you, Slowpoke Rodriguez. He pack a gun. And you see, like, Slowpoke Rodriguez holding a handgun larger than he is.
It's always very fun when they pull out a gun that's, like, bigger than they are.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen Tweety Bird do that.
Oh yeah. Like as a character, Slowpoke Rodriguez is horrible.
Also-
but for that one joke, that is an amazing joke.
Hey, Lantern, do these guys look like Battletech mechs?
They look like industrial mechs specifically, but a little bit, yeah.
They look like they have chainsaws for faces.
There are industrial mechs that have chainsaws, although they aren't head-mounted. The Lumberjack is the main one I'm thinking of, but I think the Kiso industrial mech also has some kind of saw for one of its limbs.
Bless you, Star.
Thanks.
She sounds more like a kitten.
No. That just sounded like a sneeze.
I am surrounded by betrayal. Hey!
Well, that sounds a lot like Scar, and Scar is, in fact, a kitten.
Ha!
Tickles.
Well, no demons, just mechs.
Yep.
Hoteclair?
Oh god, it's French.
My parents were actually in France before they came to visit us.
My boss is gonna be going to France.
One of my friends is in Italy. Which isn't France, but it's close.
I think Italy is my dad's favorite place in Europe to go to.
The only reason my friend is in Italy is because their singing school is doing a week-long class field trip.
Nice.
Because Italy is music.
I mean, Rudgar lives in Italy.
Yes, which is why we send him all the pasta crimes we can find.
Exactly.
So Arcane Griffin's ancestry is Italian, and it's from a very specific region of Italy, and so every New Year's, and at other times as well, they make a very specific Italian dish, very specific pasta, that's, like, unique to that specific region of Italy. So one time, like, when my parents were out of town, I decided, I'm gonna try making this dish. I ruined the fuck out of a pan. I was like, maybe I should just let Griffin keep making this.
Yeah. The best pasta dish I know how to make is mac and cheese. Although I have made a pretty good butter sauce before.
Yeah,
Because a good butter sauce elevates a dish by so much.
very French attitude.
Like there's this place down by the shore. It's not near me, but it's near where my aunt goes for vacation. My aunt has like a vacation home down by the shore, and she lets us stay there for a week every year
Okay.
No problem.
because she's very nice to us. So basically, there's a really good it's called I don't remember the name, but it's like a brick house kind of building.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the best butter pasta I've ever had. Like, the world's best butter sauce. It was amazing, and oh my god, that thing is thick.
We're getting attacked by an accordion.
It reminds me of, like, the pipe I had to use earlier.
Weird Al is mad and he wants you.
Yeah. Most of my day installing an air conditioner in a property.
I did discover that the,
Oh, that thing just got buffed up the head. Oh, the big guy is a buffing thing.
lovely. I discovered that our rail line, as long as you know which stops to use, does go to Point Pleasant, so we could potentially visit my cousins easily enough.
Is do you want to? Fang is about to die.
There we go.
Yeah.
Be serious.
Okay.
Okay, take out the big guy first. Noted.
Yeah. Yep.
Fire the missiles.
Fetch the can dancers.
Fetch
We
the
have to
can
stop.
dancers.
We have to stop the can.
I can't stop the can. Can? Ah, the hoplite. That is.
Or at the very least, we have to stop this guy from playing the accordion.
Yeah, I guess turns out these guys are Swedish.
Inga dinga durgan.
Finland, Finland, Finland. That's the country for me.
I said England. Oh no, that one extra's crying again.
She does this every show.
There are a bunch of references I'm not getting here, so I assume it's Spamalot.
Yes.
Which raises the question, should I go see Spamalot?
It is a very funny show.
If you like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, you'll like it.
Alright, I should probably go see Spamalot, because Monty Python and the Holy Grail is an amazing movie.
Yes.
It's not exactly a shot-for-shot remake of it, and it's it's better if you have some actors who are willing to ad-lib, because Monty Python was all about, like, they notoriously hated the fact that people just wanted to see the
the same
Well,
thing over and over.
Yeah, they believed in ad-libbing and changing things up. So,
Yeah.
like,
A grand post Falcine made
Like,
that
Yep.
the wizard guy, whose name is escaping me. Isn't it like Dave or something?
Tim.
there are those who call me Tim?
See, we've seen on Cocoon, you know?
Tim is him ad-libbing, because it's actually supposed to be some really long-ass name
That's true.
that he forgot, so he just said
We were
Tim.
able to build our village on land cleared by Falcine. We
Oh,
did
there's the
that
D20s.
just like you do on Cocoon.
Oh yeah, this is just like Cocoon.
In a world this big, who knows what we'll find?
I presume explosions.
One of the great bits of like method acting / ad-libbing that Monty Python did, Life of Brian. There's a scene where the
Help, help, I'm being oppressed.
Step.
there's a scene where I believe it is Pilate, but the Roman governor is talking about his good friend Bigus Dickus.
Yep.
Biggest Dickus is amazing.
But in that scene, there are a bunch of guards, and it turns out the guards are just random people Monty Python recruited off the street to just like stand in the costume and we'll pay you to be in this movie.
Yep.
And so like, but they told these actors, they told these random extras like, if you laugh during this scene, you're not getting paid. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, is there something funny about Bigus Dickus? Do you find
Oh, no.
something whimsical about my good friend Bigus Dickus? And like, it just gets more and more outrageous, and you can see the guards like desperately trying not to laugh, because as far as they know, they're not going to get paid if they don't get laughed.
Yeah.
When in fact, this is just the Python's like, okay, this is the reaction we want out of them. This is how we get it. They're getting paid regardless, but good job, guys.
Yeah. And what was the wife's name? Because I remember that.
God. I want to say it involved like urethra or something, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I just remember it was something even worse.
Biggest Dickus wife. Incontinentia buttocks.
Incontinentia buttocks, that's what it was. Thank you, Internet, for knowing what we were referencing.
Yeah. You know. Whoa. We found the demons.
We found the rust pudding.
I think those are Casey's golems.
Oko-san, what's your opinion on rust pudding?
These are no puddings, little man.
Would Oko-san try rust pudding?
I don't think he would.
We probably try to kick it.
Yes.
What happens if Oko-san finds the one true pudding?
I don't know what happens in D&D. I know what happens in Hatoful, however.
Yep.
Oh, I'll have to check that next. Because it sounds like it would be amazing.
Oh, it is.
You know, as soon as I'm finished watching the 20 other videos I need to watch. Look, I don't do a lot, so I fill my days with just watching very long videos.
That's fair.
Like, I'm actively in the middle of watching an 11-hour video.
See something?
Is it Epic Sax Guy for 11 hours?
No, it's the entirety of Psychonauts 2.
Huh.
Guys, heads up.
Oh god! Sonic the Hedgehog is mad and he wants you!
That's a foul scene.
Yep.
Nope, that's
Carving
Knuckles.
out new tunnels.
Making roads where roads ain't meant to go, huh? Yeah, kind of sounds like us. All right.
I'm excited for Sonic Superstars.
Thinking grandpa style.
You want to ride it?
Yeah. You actually do get to ride it.
No. You are insane.
I want to ride an enchilada. Come here, enchilada. Let me ride you, enchilada.
I mean, I could probably make you an enchilada.
I've made enchiladas. So there was a church play I was in years ago where a big plot point was enchiladas. And so, like, for the cast party, I ended up making a giant batch of enchiladas.
The real question here is, how do we get onto that?
If I recall, we have to find something to slow it down.
We have to slow down the enchilada.
We just need a very large gun.
We need extra sauce.
And a muffin.
Muffin button?
Also, what was that thing?
Oh, there's accordion guy again.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, look, they're doing the
But I don't
robot.
get to find out what that thing with the goggles was. Because that thing had a face and like a frill like a lizard.
I'll probably end up going back that way anyway and running into him.
Yeah.
Why are you
Fuck.
punching the child?
Ow.
No punching.
I mean, I do understand the sentiment, but only I'm allowed to bully the child.
We're gonna be able to see Mario attempt to punch a child in HD.
Yep.
It'll be great. Hell, I'm probably gonna end up downloading it.
Mario RPG is a great game. It's one of my favorites of all time. I was so glad we got to LP that with Surat. And from the looks of it, the Switch version is #1 changing some mechanics, which, okay, that makes it exciting because it won't be the exact same game I've beaten. #2, it looks like they might be adding new content, which is like, ooh, indeed, you're adding new content to my Mario RPG game. I have no idea what accent this is anymore.
It's sexy.
I think you have a biased opinion there, Star.
That's fair.
I will boop you with a foot.
Not like you haven't done it before.
Yeah, bro.
Igarapapa. I should really start watching One Piece again, but I just have not had the motivation.
Yeah, that was like me when every single time I've tried to read Homestuck.
Or when we attempted to watch Sonic X.
Okay. So, but like, Homestuck is something I refuse to understand because the second I start understanding it, I'm gonna start seeing it everywhere.
Yeah, we have not pre-ordered Mario RPG because we pre-ordered Mario Wonder.
Yep.
That said, I would not be shocked if I wound up getting Mario RPG pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because Wonder looks insane, but in a good way.
I have a theory I have a hope for Wonder. I have a hope.
Is it to bring back Nabbit?
It's not Nabbit. I'm hoping the bad guy in it. Because everyone's describing, oh, like, the game seems so dreamlike. I'm hoping the final boss is Ward.
That would be fun.
Because
with playable Daisy, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros. 2 is, like, one of my favorite 2D Mario games. It's the one I tend to go back to. So I have a soft spot for Ward. He is Frog. Why would I not like Ward?
mean, that would also explain why Mario turned into an elephant.
To fight the frog?
No, because it's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
The entire thing feels like kind of a drug trip.
Oh, but Layla's asking who.
Who Ward is?
I assume, yeah.
Okay. So,
These flowers.
Super Mario Bros. 2, the final boss wasn't Bowser. Because the whole thing about that game is like, oh, the Dream Fairies have been kidnapped by this villainous frog named Ward.
It's my fault Grand Pulse ended up like this, isn't it?
Wart is a character.
He also shows up in Link's Awakening under his Japanese name of Mamu, or something like that.
Talking about.
It all came back to me. Everything that happened with our focus.
Oh, she just suddenly gets her memory back out of nowhere.
Pretty much.
No, it's the truth. It's all my fault.
Don't say that.
Is
But
this how
powers
her summons
activate.
happen? Of course she gets a tentacle demon.
Yeah.
The Idola knows the truth. Ha! I knew I was right.
So yeah, that's the reason that Fang's
No more than you.
mark is messed up. She completed her focus and became Ragnarok.
It wasn't your fault.
So she's been completed. Vanille actually hesitated, and that's why hers is still active.
Also, that is very much just a tentacle monster. It's a lot of hands.
And of course... Don't make the joke, Lantern. Don't make the joke.
Tectonic. Oh, it's Hecton share? Share.
Hekaton share.
I mean, French is the language of love, and Vanille does nothing but love.
Apparently,
Maybe
especially
loves
when
a
there
little-
are tentacle monsters involved. God damn it, May!
To be fair,
Yep.
you've had 2 alcoholic episodes.
Quite a
I
while
have had
ago.
none, and I have had none, and I'm still making the joke. This guy has a lot of hands for a reason.
And Vanille has 2 hands. What's your point?
Yes, this guy has at least 50.
He has infinite hands.
Infinite hands for infinite people.
Why you? I can take it.
He's just kind of standing there.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
He's charging up his...
Give it your best.
He's firing his laser.
Shoop da whoop.
You're gonna swerve.
Ouch.
This'll be quick.
Vanille, you are so close to being dead.
Yeah.
Better be careful. Hey! I can take it. Oh, yeah?
No, you really can't, Vanille.
If all of your noises have taught us anything, it's that you can't take it, Vanille.
Nope, she got it.
Oh, okay, there we go. And what does the
I
tentacle
forgot.
monster turn into? Oh,
It becomes
gun.
a gun, yes.
Wait,
Did you have to
I was-
moan while you
I
were
was
mounting the
joking
gun?
about the large gun.
She gets on the gun and she moans.
There is definitely a hand where she is sitting.
And yes, this thing is called Hecatonshare.
I'm just gonna call you a heckin' gun.
The hecking gun.
I knew something was off. You've been shying away from our focus ever since we woke up on Cocoon. I couldn't figure it out, but then it all made sense after hearing that story from Reigns.
Oh, hello, Curse of Dragons.
You knew Ragnarok was the name of destruction.
A twilight of the gods of sorts.
You had to do all the horrible stuff. And I didn't have to do it.
I think we
Reason
broke
to lie to
Layla.
me. You think that's what I want? You of all people!
Go on. Punch her.
Poor kid. You've had it rough.
Fang.
Listen, you're not alone anymore.
So let's bang.
I'm so sorry.
Keep that up and you'll have me crying soon. We have a new family now. We stick together. You hear me?
Congratulations, Fang. You have your memories. And now we get to go use the gun on the enchilada.
Ready when you are.
I shot the enchilada.
With a tortilla?
With nachos.
We had nachos the other night.
We did, yes.
I wish I had nachos.
We had some leftover. We still have some leftover taco meat, so.
Send it my way. I'll make good use of it.
I mean, I don't know how long the train ride is from here to where you are.
Roughly an hour, I would assume.
It's like, I know from here to New York City is somewhere around 2 hours of train ride.
Yeah.
Still lightweight.
I cast gun.
God, there's a specific scene in the Johannes Cabal books you would love.
Does he cast gun?
He makes a speech and casts gun.
Beautiful.
Magic didn't
no.
die out because of
Okay. Weird goggle guys.
They're made of syringes. I had
Yes,
to clean
and
you
also-
guys up on a mission trip one time. Then they didn't have me do anything the rest of the trip because they're like, okay!
And also the D20s are back.
Yep.
They're not bombs, damn it.
Try that on.
Follow my lead. You're nothing.
Fang, you are a 29.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A post-work Centurion.
The Centurion is a battle mech. It looks nothing like that.
These guys only have one arm.
Just like Guybrush Threepwood.
Wait, Guybrush loses an arm? When does this happen?
Well, he loses his hand in the Tales from Monkey Island games.
Ah. They should make a character based on Guybrush.
You're gonna have to beat Arcane Griffin to the punch.
Griffin will rock, paper, scissors you for him.
You don't understand how much of Griffin's personality is inspired by Monkey Island.
Swords, violence, drink. Yeah, that tracks. Oh, I gotta say, the Centurion's design is pretty cool.
Another Falsey trying to lead us somewhere?
Thanks for that.
All right, time to gun, I guess. Hopefully. Although there's definitely going to be something in front of the enchilada. Like, there's going to be some kind of boss fight or boss adjacent fight.
Ride the enchilada, ride the enchilada.
Yes.
Yes, we are almost there, Hope. There's going to be a nice cliff, and we're going to shove you off it. Just keep running. Just keep running.
Up, 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 up.
There he goes.
Okay, so there's something on the map here that looks context sensitive.
Ah, here we go.
The switch.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
No way through.
Mech time?
Falsey must have been slacking.
Wait! Stop already!
Oh my.
The vile geeks all over again.
Again, this looks like the mech things from FF6 a little
Get
bit.
out of there!
Only larger.
Hello, enchilada.
Is he trying to stop it? You can do it!
Roy Butte?
What are they doing?
Priority number 1. Protect the people.
The exocomps have achieved sentience! To the one of you in the audience who gets that joke, thank you.
Good lesson for us. Not even a mighty Falsey is a match for the power of teamwork. That is inspiration right there.
Save the sermons, old man. Let's hop on.
Saz, I can't be mad at you.
You are the only one here with a brain.
So yeah, now we have the ability to ride this thing.
Ride the
Well, we
enchilada.
use the power of Robot to stop the enchilada.
Yes.
Just like Dr. Robotnik does.
Atomos.
Okay, yeah. Atomos is a reference to something in FF in general. Doesn't fucking look like that.
Well, at least it's a gyrosphere.
Thanks, enchilada.
Thank you, enchilada, for the ride.
Praise the enchilada. He is truly our god in this.
I know, right? And actually, this may be a good stopping off spot right now since it's almost 10 o'clock.
Once again, thank you everyone.
It is? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone who's made it out here. As always, there's more stuff on the YouTube channel. We're going through Summer of Square. There's also the Discord and other YouTube channels we show up on,
Yes.
such as Yorkshire Raven and Surratt. But yes, to everyone who's been watching this series, thank you very much.
Yep.
We hope
Yes.
you're enjoying our brand of ass-hattery.
Where I learn about various things and think. I think a little too hard sometimes.
I'm J. Kellogg Lantern. I'm very educational.
You're sexy.
I mean, with a name like Kellogg, you gotta be educational. This is
Right?
now a Christian education Twitch stream.
Well, if you want that, I'll have to dust off some old sections of memory, but...
Please tell us about wheat germ.
Oh, God. Do you know what cornflakes were originally used for, kids? The answer may shock you.
I know exactly what they used to be used for.
Yep.
Yep.
But
I mean, cornflakes aren't terrible. They're just not good.
I get the frosted flakes every so often.
Oh, absolutely. Frosted Flakes are so much better.
They're great. Oh God, I remember at the grocery store we went to in Oklahoma. There was the knockoff Frosted Flakes. I don't even remember what they were called, but the mascot was also a tiger who is very clearly not Tony the Tiger. So it's like sugar-coated flakes of corn. They're good.
Yes, Tony the Tiger, but slightly to the left.
Yeah.
It's like Timmy the Tiger. Completely different.
Try the Tasmanian tiger, what?
They're adequate.
You can put it in your mouth.
They're edible.
Please do not put a tiger in your mouth.
I will put a tiger wherever I damn well please. Oh, Hayden. Drunk nut
If
kick
you're going
your
to put
ass, 3-time naval boxing champion of the world.
If you're gonna put something in your mouth, make it the one true pudding.
Again, Dad, you need to see that part of edible. But yes,
I'll
thank you.
get there when I get there.
Thank you everyone for coming out. Have a good week.
Yes.
Take care.
Go join the Discord.
Yes, please. But for now, good night, everyone.